Thank you for joining us today.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well.
Go.
Make sure to drink water.
Yes.
I'm Michael.
Water.
I'm Michael.
I'm Sue. My name is Sue, and I picked up that cue right away.
We are a close-knit family. It is Thursday, August 15th, 2019. This is Season 2, Episode 12. We are a knitcast coming to you, from Armstrong in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada, following my adventures as a newer knitter and our ongoing yarn and knitting addictions.
You don't have to read that anymore, do you?
No, it's kind of like the when I do the weather at the radio stations. I'm supposed to do like a promo beforehand. I don't need to read those anymore.
You're so good. You're so good. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
skies above Armstrong. It's been hot.
Yeah, but we had a little rain too. It's actually been kind of nice, but it's feeling. Can feel the chill in the air.
Yeah, it's coming.
I still can't see, but I guess that doesn't matter. We can feel the chill in the air, and
it's getting colder.
It's not. We're not going to have those smoking hot. I'm going to die because there's no way to cool off days anymore. Yeah. What do we have? Maybe about a week of the high 30s.
I would say something like that.
Yeah, so, okay, high 30s. Double it and add 32. So, okay,
90s,
40 and
100s.
40 is 80, so 86 plus, yeah, so over 100 in Fahrenheit.
In Fahrenheit, yeah.
So, yeah, they were warm days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have no longs. So, okay. Oh, I want to change that to...
And hi, Robin. Thanks for the Snapchat.
Hi, Robin.
Okay.
Snapchat.
So last year?
Last year?
Oh, my gosh.
Last year. It was a year ago.
Last week.
Definitely not a year ago.
Last week. I told you all sorts of stories from my camping trip.
Yes.
If you missed last week's building your own yarn swift when camping, you gotta watch
You gotta watch it.
Because that was pretty neat.
That was good.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But the other part of the story that I didn't tell you. So, if you missed last week's camp, I'll be referring to some of that.
Okay.
So if some of this doesn't make sense, you might need to go and watch last week's episode. So that would be episode 11. Okay, season 2, episode 11. So I told you about the tubing and the seniors tubing and me with my umbrella in the tube. But what I forgot to tell you, so in the picture of me from a few years ago that uses that for reference for how big Cammie's boat was.
Yes.
There's a blue umbrella.
Okay.
Up above me.
Okay.
So not the Yarn Swift umbrella.
No, different umbrella.
Different umbrella.
Okay.
And on that trip 6 years ago when we were in Cammie's boat, it blew out of the boat, but it landed perfectly upside down.
Good.
And it was just floating along on the top of the lake. Okay. And we went and picked it up.
Yes.
So this time, while I'm being towed around in the big tube, the big blue umbrella blew off the boat again.
Yes.
Only this time it landed sideways.
Oh no.
So it went underwater.
Yeah.
And Dad, being my big strong hero man, he jumped up, dove in the water to save the umbrella. Which I guess was kind of, it was just sort of going slowly at first. Yeah. So he figured, I can get it. Yeah. So just in the meantime, Cammie's still towing me. Yeah. And can't go fast. Yes. Because he's towing me. So Dad dives in. We were not wearing PFDs. Always wear PFDs.
Always wear your personal flotation devices.
Okay. Mom said so. That sounds running theme today. Anyway, so he dives in. So I kind of I hear commotion going on. I put down my umbrella and I sit up to see what's going on, and I see Dad in the water, like, you know, with his arm hanging down, and Cam saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh no, okay.
So just as Dad gets to the end, he had to dive down for it. Just as he gets to it, it like went whoop. So he dives down, he pops up. The dingbat.
Okay,
I love him dearly.
Love Dad, yes.
Has like struggled to the surface, pulling an upside down umbrella up through the water.
Okay, yeah.
Excuse me? Like, let the flippin' umbrella go.
Yeah.
I mean, we love our umbrella, but so he's in the water and Cam's putting over towards him with me behind, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And Cam's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" to Lloyd, and he's like, "Yeah, it's getting a little difficult like this," and I'm like, "Have you got the umbrella?" Because he's just like this in the water, and he's like, "Yeah, I do." Yeah, and I'm like, he says, "I think I broke your umbrella, honey." No. I'm like, let it go. And so then I look at Cam and I'm like, you can go faster, because now I've redistributed my weight so that I can go a little. So he speeds up and we get over and we get Lloyd and we get the umbrella and it wasn't, so what it looked like when it came out was it was like half an umbrella with a couple of spines and the fabric over. Yeah. All we had to do was
flip it over.
Flip the fabric back over, but I was just like, dude, let go of the umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, the umbrella is not more important than you. Yeah. Oh, so that's my other, right? Like, safety first. PFDs. Yes. Let go of the sinking umbrella.
Absolutely.
And certainly don't try to pull it up to the surface upside down.
No kidding.
That was crazy.
That was absolutely, that sounds crazy. That sounds like something Dad would do, though.
Oh, well, you know, that's happy wife, happy life, right? And I like my blue umbrella. Yeah. Anyway, we had a great visit this week.
We did.
From one of my honorary children. She calls me the honorary grandmother. We got to meet a new baby.
A very tiny baby.
So we have some pictures of, Mike was a little smitten.
Just a little bit.
Little smitten with the baby boy. We have a couple pictures here we'll put in of Mike with baby Wes. Oh. And I think there's one of me. Not that it matters that much, but this is the baby I was knitting that little sweater for. Yeah. And so now he has his sweater. And he slept on me for about 45 minutes, which was just like the best gift anyone could have given me. It was fabulous. He's quite a little cutie pie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, in my scrollings of social media, particularly on a website known as Tumblr, I stumbled upon a post that one of my friends had actually, like, sent to me. Fiona, would you believe it?
Yeah, I would.
Who, about sort of knitting controversies. It started out with somebody positing that they had just learned that crocheting socks is considered to be a little bit subversive in the yarn community. Well, yeah.
I know. I know. I can see if somebody just said to me, "Ooh, crocheted socks," right? Like, I'd picture a granny square wrapped around a foot. And, but I have a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Bryn. Okay, it was Bree, Arlen, Bryn. That's
okay,
I was like,
yeah.
Bryn. I have a girlfriend, Bryn, who she comes to our knit nights. Mm-hmm. And we have welcomed her with open arms, and she is a crocheter. Doesn't knit.
Yeah.
So I asked her one day, I said, have you made socks? She's like, yeah, crochet socks. Yeah. But then she found you would never know they were crocheted socks.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Like, you're not going to use the yarn that's this thick and a needle that's this big. You're going to use a fine hook.
Yeah.
And you're going to make fine stitches. And they're beautiful socks. And her family loves them.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but this post initially caught my attention because one of the users further down in the thread was sort of, because after a couple people were like, crocheting socks, that's a bit weird, and then, or, this is a controversy, someone was like, well, yeah, and they had some thoughts, but the main thought was, crocheting socks, and I'm going to put an image up here, is a little bit like calling this a bicycle. I mean, yeah, but it's still not quite right. It'll function as a bicycle, but it doesn't look like a bicycle.
Oh, yeah. But there are crochet patterns.
Yeah. And then that person ended their post with, trust me, this is not a bigger controversy than when the Olympic Committee harassed us.
Right?
And I was like, excuse me? So, and then, a couple other people expressed that same sentiment, and then there was a great big, someone at the end actually was like, so here's a couple knitting controversies that were talked about in this thread. So, the Olympic Committee, so in 2012, it was the Summer Olympics in London.
Yes.
And it was the third year of the Ravel Olympics on Ravelry. And, the Olympic Committee, being the Olympic Committee, and seeing something that ever so slightly resembled the Olympics, sent a cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
The problem with Ravelry, being an internet website that has to deal a lot with copyright on patterns and trademarks, they understand their way around copyright and trademark laws, knew that was... They had no grounds.
No, because they did not say Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So...
and not to mention the thousands of Ravelers who were just like, get a grip.
Yeah. And so the Olympic Committee issued an apology to Ravelry, which made it sound like the reason that the words it uses it like denigrates from the competition of the sports, which Ravelers found a little bit offensive because what's harder, running 40 yards or knitting a sweater? in one user's words.
Well,
so the Olympic Committee had to issue an apology for their apology.
Oh my gosh, and let's face it, I think I get it. The Olympics don't want people making money off the use of the word Olympic.
Yes. Olympic, yeah.
But something like a Ravel Olympics or a Knit Olympics or whatever you want to call it, what all that does is it boosts the profile of the Olympics, and they're getting free advertising.
Yeah, but Anyway, sorry. So to further with that, I'll put a Washington Post article in the description about that. But one thing I've learned recently about trademark law is if you don't go after every single possible thing,
right,
they can use that as a case against you in a future thing.
I can see that too. Stupid law.
Other controversies included the fake deaths of various yarn dyers. Now, there have been several reasons that someone may fake their death, and it's a very serious thing for somebody to fake their death. I was able to find... I was curious about this, because I don't know, I had a morbid curiosity or something.
Who faked their death.
Yeah. I was able to find two instances. One of them was just sort of the person, like, not being able to find an exit. And, should I name them?
I wouldn't name them.
No? Okay. But yeah, someone just trying to find an exit from, like, the sudden fame that they found themselves in from being a very very big yarn dyer. And another one sounded a lot more malicious because they took in all these orders, they took in all this money, faked their death, and then it seems started another yarn dyeing company with nobody knowing.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. So, you have to tell me about that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, and I know, like, I kind of read that and I was wondering a little bit. So, again, if you've been with us for a little while, you know that I am waiting for yarn from the Blue Brick.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting a long time. Mm-hmm. But I understand, I get what happened to her.
Yeah.
She went, overnight viral.
Yeah.
And was not able to, fill. And she ran a dye-to-order business. And, I guess she really did not appreciate what was going to happen when that particular pattern was launched.
Yeah, how could you?
And so her store, which, let's face it, it's an automatic thing, took all these orders before she had a chance to turn off ordering. But she's been very, very transparent about, this is what happened. Yeah. These are my options. Like, if you are prepared, I'm not taking any new orders. Your orders come first. Yeah. I've had to move into a new dye space. I've hired more people to help me, all of these things. If you want your money back, I will send you your money back if you're prepared to wait. Yeah, and good on her for the win. But she's been getting a lot of flack, though. She's been getting a lot of flack.
Guys.
And I think that there are people who would put her into this category.
Yeah. I hope none of our listeners are those people giving her flack. But
well, that's their choice, right? That's their choice. No judgment. I'm prepared to wait. I want the yarn that goes with the pattern that looks amazing. Yes. I'm willing to wait. Yeah. And she sends constant updates, and I understand for people, because it was over $100. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I understand people who are like, you, and I want my money back. Yeah. And I get it. Yeah. That's totally fair too. But she has been very transparent. That's good. About what's going on. So I give her kudos for that. Was there anything else there you wanted to?
Yes, there were, this one was just sort of they used this as sort of a general umbrella for yarn snobs. The Red Heart Super Saver yarn. Controversy, which is symbolic of larger controversies.
That's acrylic versus real wool. Yeah, and that's what that boils down to. Yeah, and
I guess mass-produced versus hand-dyed.
No. This would be acrylic, acrylic versus real wool. Okay. And that also falls into that final note?
Yes, that falls. Which is babies on fire.
Yeah. Burning babies.
What do you make your baby's garments, blankets out of?
Yeah, acrylic is washable. Yeah. And readily, easy care.
But if it catches on fire, it burns.
Burn just like plastic.
Burn into the skin. Yeah. But if your baby's blanket is on fire, perhaps you have some larger concerns than whether their blanket is burning into their skin.
Yeah, yeah. And yes, natural, 100% natural wool is fire resistant.
Yes, it is not.
And they say it's self dousing. Yeah, it won't actively try to burn.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess. Okay, so that's that controversy. But the whole the Red Heart yarn, I mean, yes, it's readily available, it's got an excellent price point and all of those things, and that's for someone who is looking for that in a yarn, more power to you. Yeah. Carry on. I can't stand the stuff myself. Yeah. Well, okay, I might use something like that in a blanket. But like for up against my skin, it is like wearing a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And I get so hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
In anything with acrylic in it.
Yeah.
So I choose to find natural fibers.
Yeah.
If I can. If and when I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, it's like whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the that was what I found in that Knitting Controversies post. So
yeah.
Yeah. As I said, I will put a Washington Post article in the description to the Olympic Committee controversy.
It's like, haven't you got bigger things to deal
with? Exactly.
And the money that they would spend.
Yeah.
The lawyers and defending something like that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway.
That's my contribution to this episode. Bye.
The other thing that I saw scrolling
mm-hmm.
was actually something, and I would encourage anyone to go and look this up, but I guess a group of women who were in an eating disorder group.
Okay.
Which that sounds wrong the way I said that, but I hope I get what I'm...
Perhaps a support group?
Yeah, or it was part of their recovery. Yeah. So they made the trip from Vancouver Island into Vancouver.
Okay.
And they stood with like black bra and panties, and they were blindfolded with oh shoot, what did it say? Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. Anyway, it was a hashtag. Yeah. And then in black marker, they had written all over them all of the words. The flat-chested, chicken wings, man girl, thick thighs, thigh gap, eat more vegetables. Anyway, all of the sort of the labels and all of the things that they hear that, you know, that they feel about their own personal body. Yeah. So there was, I'm going to say about 8 of them, 8 or 10 of them that just stood silent, holding hands, in downtown Vancouver. Yeah. And they did that for 15 minutes. And I support these women with everything I have. Mm. Every one of them, you know, is beautiful. And those labels that we put on ourselves or that others put on us are so damaging. Mm-hmm. And we really need to, like, let that go. Yeah. Let it go. Yeah. So if you want to check this post out, it's on Facebook and it's under, I can't pronounce her name. I apologize. Marghead. Anyway, it's spelled Marghead. Mm-hmm. M-A-I.
I'll put it. Yeah.
Okay, you'll put it up. Yeah. Murray, Murray. Yep. On Facebook, search it out. Show these women some love because well, you know what? I could do it. Mm-hmm. Because I'm at an age now where whatever. Yeah. Like, this is it. Woohoo! But I gotta tell you, it would be uncomfortable. Yeah. I could do it, but it would be uncomfortable. Yep. So I think they deserve some love. Yeah. So the other thing that, for me, that went on this week was, I had gum surgery a couple days ago.
Yeah, how was that?
So it was good. It's the second time I've had this procedure done. I had it done on this side of my mouth a couple of years ago. And it was amazing. So when they said, you know, you could really get the other side done, I was like, yeah. So basically I have receding gums. Mm-hmm. And they do a thing where they I won't get into the details, but anyway, they help with receding gums. And it's really, I mean, you know, if I stretch a lot, then it feels a little tender, but other than that, it's really a painless kind of a thing. And in the long run, so much better.
That's good.
Like, I think I might be able to eat ice cream again.
Yay!
I don't, that's not necessarily a good thing. I probably shouldn't find that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had the gum surgery, and that was a thing that happened.
That was a thing that happened.
So if in future, because I think I keep the stitches in, I'm not allowed to look at it right now for a week. They check me again in a week. I can't brush on up here, so sorry. I can brush the rest of my mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And they check me again next week, and then they give me a really soft toothbrush. But I think the stitches stay, a little tender right there. I think the stitches stay in for 8 weeks. Okay. So along the way, I remember this from last time, sometimes they get loose, and you end up with these blue strings hanging down in your mouth. And they fix those, and it's all good. But yeah, so if it across the next little while, if you see a little bits of blue string in my mouth, it's all good. They're supposed to be there. And yesterday I was doing Mike's beautiful girlfriend, Robin, because that's her name. Mike's beautiful girlfriend, Robin. Yeah. I was doing her nails at the salon, and Mike pulled out his knitting, and it was so cute because there's one of our regulars at the salon came in, and Mike was sitting there knitting, and she's like, it's so nice to see a man knitting. And I'm like, yes, we'd like to promote that more. Yeah. It's like, guys can knit too, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nope. So yeah, good on you for being an ambassador for guys knitting.
Anything I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Yarnquisitions.
Yarnquisitions.
I mentioned this last week, but I didn't have it. So, I showed you my ruler bracelet from Big Blue Mama. Yes. Which I am getting so many compliments on. And these are from people who aren't crafty or anything. Yeah. They're like, where can I get one? Yeah. And so of course I tell them where, you know, our local store, but I say, you know, a lot of yarn stores have them. So so go find it. But I did mention that they came with a little box that I didn't have with me. So here are the little boxes that Big Blue Mama that these come in, and they have a nice, you know, a little saying in the top. The length of the bracelet is marked on the outside. And yeah, I keep some things that these really need to be properly put away in my places, but they're a great little box. Yeah. I love my box. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, nothing. I said nothing. So yeah, that is sort of part of the Yarnquisitions from last week, but that moved into this week.
Yeah, alrighty. So that brings us to faux finished objects. This has been faux.
Yeah, that was faux. It happened.
Time for whips.
Works in progress.
Work in progress. Yeah. Do you want to start or should I?
I guess I can.
Yeah, sure.
So work in progress. I've been monogamous this week, working on my Soldotna crop by Caitlin Hunter.
Nice.
I showed you the yarn from Lichen and Lace last week, and we heard all about the history of Lichen and Lace.
Yes, perhaps in a little too much detail.
So, if you're curious about the history of Lichen and Lace,
go watch last episode.
Yep. Okay, so here is essentially where I am at this point. So, because I'm making like one of the larger sizes, I have a bit more of these lines to work on, and then I will be finished the yoke.
Nice.
But I'm really happy. I wasn't sure when I got through here. I was kind of in the middle here, and I was like, I'm not sure that I like the colors I chose.
That's very nice.
But now that I've started into the body with that sage green coming out more,
it's very nice.
I am very happy with it.
Yes, absolutely.
So I've started into my second 50-gram skein of this color.
Nice.
But I don't have a lot more to do with it. And the rest of them I'm still in my first skein. And so the two top colors there, the I know the name of it, I really do. The blue one is Sky.
Okay.
The yellow one is a really good name.
Okay.
The yellow one is Pollen.
Okay.
These two will be the flea stitches in the body.
Okay.
Which the majority of the body will be in the sage green.
Okay.
And then I will be finishing off sort of the cuffs and stuff with more of the, it's another really good name.
Mm-hmm.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg? Nutmeg.
Nutmeg's a good name.
Yes. So that's where my Soldotna crop by Caitlin Hunter is at.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Okay, well, for my whip, I am still continuing work on Ursa. Mm-hmm. And I have gotten a couple rows on it this week. So, where are we? So, yeah.
Oh, isn't it looking nice?
Yeah, it's starting to actually like hang into its shape. So yeah, the front triangle detail is coming along nicely, and so is the one in the back. There's a couple weird rows in there.
Someone didn't read the pattern properly.
No, I was reading the instructions for knitting in the flat and not in the round.
But it looks, you know what? It's one of those, it's a handmade sweater, right?
Yeah.
And you've got the beautiful detail in the underarm.
Yep. Same problem, but yeah, it's coming along nicely. I'm really liking this. I'm surprisingly close to. I'm looking at this and it's like I'm surprisingly close to the end, basically.
Yes, because it's a crop.
Yeah, of the body, and then I just need to do the sleeves, and yeah.
Because it's a crop, so
the person this is for requested sleeves. So,
well, and the pattern is sleeves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a crop, and it's gonna have a little bit of stretch when it comes. Robin's got a bit more boob than I do, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Looks good. Okay.
And yeah, I was working on that at the salon the other day. My socks are ongoing. I put a couple more rows in those this week, I think. It's the same old, same old.
But speaking of Mike's socks. Yes, he's my son. I'm not sure where that laugh came from, but so a number of you have asked me, you know, what sock pattern are you knitting? What sock pattern is Mike knitting? Yeah. You know, I'm always just sort of, it's my vanilla socks. And then Mike says, yeah, it's what Mom told me to do. Yeah. And it really, it's like, just, you know, do this and you'll make socks. Yeah. So a few people have said, well, can you write down the pattern and get it? So I had sort of typed it out nicely for Mike, and I changed. You don't have the current version,
no,
by the
I
way.
don't.
You should download it.
I don't. I downloaded it onto my phone, but yeah.
So yeah, on the weekend I was just like, you know, I've got it mostly ready to go. I kind of read through it, and I was like, yeah, all right, that basically makes sense. Yeah. And I threw it up on Ravelry, called Because Mom Told.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, because Mom told me to.
And I don't know how I ended up with a TOO, because it should just be TO.
Yeah, but there you are.
The extra O's in there. Because Mom told me to, the sock pattern is up on Ravelry, and I was trending in the top 5 for a little while on Ravelry, and I was just like, what? People, it's just a sock recipe.
Yeah, but...
Anyway, it was free. Everyone likes the free stuff. Yeah. Everyone likes the free stuff. But it is literally a sock recipe for toe-up socks with a heel flap and gusset. And there's no magic to it. But I do, I mean, I guess, I do say in it, if you're doing a contrast heel, change now.
Yeah.
If you're doing some sort of patterned thing on your sock, this is where you want to do that.
Yeah.
But it is literally a recipe.
It's the barest of essentials.
Yeah. And it's, you figure it out from here. And I say right on it, you need to have a basic understanding of sock construction.
Yeah.
But it's not test knit. It's not been anything. But anyway, that was just funny. So it's had, so far, where did I write the number? 594 downloads on Ravelry. And my Catherine Anshaw, that I'm so very, very proud of,
yes,
has just about 20 more than that.
And it's gotten more because of this pattern.
It's gotten more because of that pattern. So anyway, there you go. If you were looking for the sock pattern that Mike's been knitting and just sort of I just do it intuitively pattern for socks that I knit, it's called Because Mum Told Me To, with too many O's, and it's on Ravelry. And it
was in the top trending.
That was so funny. My girlfriend posted it on,
I
don't know, Facebook or Instagram or something, and my response was, WTF?
And then I had to tell you that post was there.
I wasn't even going to look at it again because whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got caught by the picture. Yeah. Because I actually posted the thumbnail from 2 episodes ago.
Something like that.
Which is Mike holding up his socks, because our thumbnails usually have us kind of covering our faces. Yeah. So Mike holding up his socks and me peeking over his shoulder, and people are like, the picture got me. Yeah. Or the name got me. Yeah. It's like, because really, anyway. So there you go. If you've been looking for that pattern, you can now get it.
I remember seeing a comment somewhere, and I think the person was confused and thought I had written it.
Or that I was doing what my mom told me. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Because Mom Told Me To is available on Ravelry.
There you go.
And have fun with that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I did want to bring, even though I haven't knit on this in the last week, my cargo sweater by Kim Hargreaves that I was talking about last week.
Yes.
Quick reminder.
Which is apparently the mindlessest of knitting.
Which is, So, well, it's funny because there's been a lot of people who've been saying, I'm doing this and I'm doing, this particular stitch pattern. And it's like, but just, this looks a little different. Anyway, I did not mention, after all the story about the wet yarn and everything else, what the yarn was. So, I'm using Sans Garn Duo, which is a cotton merino, 55% merino, 45% cotton yarn, and it's 50 grams is 124 meters, so double that, 100 is 250. So it's a DK weight. Yarn, it's made in Norway, and the color number is 9551, and that is what I am using for and this is the only ball band I have left because the others all disintegrated. So that's the yarn that I'm using for cargo. For my daughter. Oh! Melissa, I hope you looked away. But you probably didn't.
Do we think she watches this?
She does sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Well, maybe I'll sort of cut away for a second and be like, Melissa, look away. Melissa, look away.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna screw that up so many more times now that.
Okay. Who cares?
Merry Christmas. Okay. Yay!
Yay!
All right. So Mike!
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
I bring to the table what I was going to talk about last week, and because it hadn't actually arrived yet, I decided to push it to this week. This was the game that I was so happy about because I kickstarted it a year ago, the second printing at least, and it finally arrived yesterday, and wouldn't you know, some friends came over that evening and we played this, and it is so good. The game is called Bargain Quest.
I saw them playing it last night. It looked like they were having fun.
Yeah. So, Bargain Quest. Everyone knows the story of the adventurers going off to, you know, to kill the dragon, or the orcs, or the whatever. Who kits them out? Who gets them their items?
Other than Q? You're looking at me going, what? James Bond. Q was the guy.
I should know that. Anyway.
Q.
Bargain Quest. In the game of Bargain Quest, you are playing as shopkeepers in a town that presumably sees a lot of adventurers coming through town. And so you need to survey the adventurers that are entering your town, decide what products you want to have in your store, put products on display to attract adventurers into your store, wring all the money you can out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then send them off on to adventure against whatever big bad monster is ravaging the town. And if they live, your shop gets a little bit of prestige. Ooh. And maybe they'll come back and buy some more things from you. If they die, there are more heroes.
There are more heroes.
Yeah,
I love this artwork.
The artwork in this game is so good. It is, and every card that has it's a card game primarily. Every card that has a person on it has a different person on it, even if the card is a duplicate of another card. The art is so incredibly diverse, if diversity matters to you, which I very much appreciate and I'm happy to support.
I'm sorry. She's the wearing her
headdress,
hijab.
Hijab,
thank you.
Yeah. That's
brilliant.
Yeah, it is so good.
I'm just looking for more artwork.
Yeah.
Carry on. Because I love that that's right there on the outside of the box.
There are all sorts of little details. Let me see if I can find art of a person quickly. Just, well, sure, here's this fine little Ronin fighter. But yeah, okay. We were all learning how to play. The game says it takes 45 minutes. We were 2 hours in by the end of it.
But learning to play.
And the one thing I will say, not everybody will have this. I got this because I kickstarted the game, but there's a certain token in the game that is normally just a cardboard square. Because I kickstarted the game, I got a nice little metal coin to replace it. It's got a nice heft to it.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah. And, the one thing I would recommend to keep in mind for this game, which I realized partway through I should have been doing the whole time, there's a lot going on. If you're teaching this game to people, delegate.
Oh.
You make sure that everybody gets the prestige tokens that they need. You make sure that when the heroes come back from fighting the monster, they're properly paid.
Pussycat.
That you can actually sell that cat to people.
I don't want to sell it, I want to keep it.
Or you can put it in your shop display window and hopefully attract some people with it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Bargain Quest is so good. I got the Black Market expansion pack for it, which is I still have it in its packaging. We didn't play with it last night. If you happen to know what Acquisitions Incorporated, 8-Bit Theater, and Tiny Titans are, which are all sort of like D&D podcasts.
Oh, okay.
They have little bonus packs of cards that are themed after those things. They have a small expansion packet called Chaotic Goods. This game is so good. It's by Renegade Game Studios, designed by Jonathan Ying, illustrated by Victoria Ying.
And worth the wait?
And worth the wait so much. It is appropriate for ages 8+, for between 2 and 6 players. I think you need to make some accommodations for 5 and 6 players. Playing it last night, I feel like the ideal amount for this game is 3.
Okay, because you had 4.
We had 4. I feel like 3 might be better, but 4 was good. Yeah. I was happy with that. And yeah, they estimated it takes 45 minutes to play. That's once you know what you're doing. Learning it last night, it took us about 2 hours.
And you guys are gamers. Oh, okay, not all gamers. I take that back.
Robin was kind of... Robin felt a little bit in over her head near the end. But she does feel like one more play of this and she'll truly enjoy it.
And that's so true with a lot of games. It has stuff going on. It's like, I see how that works.
Yeah, we also ran into this interesting problem where you're supposed to defeat like 3 monsters. After we defeated the first monster super quick.
Right.
And then we ran into a wall with the second monster. And I think that was just because we hadn't quite figured out the game yet.
Right.
But yeah, it was cool. It's so good. I'm so happy this is here.
Cool. And pretty soon we're going to play the Dungeons and Dragons
Stranger Things
one.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll make it happen. It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Okay. So, thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Now, it's time for events from around the world. World. All right. So, I actually, did my job this time.
Yay!
I did my job. So, coming up on Friday, August 16th, it's the Michigan Fiber Festival in Allegan, at the Allegan County Fairgrounds in Allegan, Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yay! Woo! Friday, August 16th, Michigan Fiber Festival. On Saturday, August 24th, it's the International Wool Festival in Anglesea, at the Anglesea Showgrounds in Holyhead, Gwynedd.
I just realized that one in Michigan is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, I will definitely have this up tonight, but it's going to be, that's tomorrow.
So possibly today.
Yeah, depending on when you're watching this.
Saturday, August 24th, International Wool Festival, Anglesea Showgrounds, Holyhead, Gwynedd in Wales.
Okay.
Gwynedd is either the name of one of Dad's cousins.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Gwyneth was your great grandma. Anyway, from Wales. She was from Wales.
Yes.
So, yeah. And coming up September 14th, it's the It's the Prairie Fiber Festival. We didn't do our before we started. Okay, it's the Prairie Fiber Festival in Lacombe, Alberta. Now, Lacombe, if you're wondering, is between Calgary and Edmonton. A little bit closer to Edmonton, just outside of Red Deer.
There you go.
Yeah. But between Calgary and Edmonton in Alberta. And, that's your events from around the world. Okay.
From the news desk at Close Knit Family. These are your events from around the world.
Coming up. No. Coming up, we say goodbye.
Yeah, because I think that's the show. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's everything. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. It really helps us out, reach a wider audience. Follow us on Instagram, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Join us on Ravelry. All the information for that will be on the end card and in the description. And as always, keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye.